Hello and welcome to our Monday night clash between the Sharks and the Roosters at the hallowed SCG. I'm Anthony McDonald here in the box, and with me tonight is Will Kay. How's things, Will?
Going great, thank you, Anthony, and a lot to prove tonight for the Roosters. You know that they've had quite a few changes during the week to this team list. A first career start for Jasper Goodwin. All eyes on him tonight as he looks to lead the Roosters around the park. The Sharks, it's only Jake Hitchens coming into the starting side for his first career start as well. So, you know, there's a couple of rookies trying to make their name known in this game tonight.
Yeah, and I think it's good to see some positions being moved around. Both of these sides had not the results they wanted last week. Hoping to turn it around tonight will be a good step towards righting their season. As Drew Matthews gets ready to kick off for the first half.
Yeah, and the Sharks going down 2 weeks in a row now. Oh, no, they won last week, didn't they, the Sharks? Yeah, they did, I think. They beat Manly, yeah. So they did get the result.
They did.
The week before they lost.
I'm going to qualify that. The week before they lost, yeah.
And the Roosters
it was
obviously
actually a really close game. Yeah.
Yeah.
As Harris pushes it up for the first return. And Kerrigan has been an excellent lock so far this season, so it's good they kept him there so far tonight. As Goodwin passes it out to Edwards, who tries to make it around and gets pulled down onto the 40. Playing it there for the third. As we get Buckley. Pushes strong, brought down on the 50. Burton out to Butler, out to Edwards. Dolan making his way down the side, but met handily there. As we're playing it for the 5th on the 40. Kerrigan, first kick of the night, kicks it hefty. But it goes a bit dead in goal. So I was about to say a good first set from the Roosters until that kick, Will.
Yeah, the kick wasn't too bad. Just didn't have the bounce. It looked like it was going to pull up there for a second, and MBT looked like he was going to have to attack that ball. He just got the favourable bounce, and it went over dead. It looks like they're going to be muscling up in defence, though, here, the Roosters.
Yeah, I think with the move with Curtin back to dummy half, I'm wondering if they're just going to be a bit kinder to Goodwin tonight, as Tua works its way up to his 40. Higher back on the inside to Malchus. Malchus, the workhorse, over the 50 and into the Roosters half. Matthews, almost spilling it, but Kausakau, safe hands, rescues it, plays it for his 50. And Tyre, good punt down the back to Dolan. Dolan makes it around and he's off down the field. Drew Matthews, though, almost breaking out and he's kept to the 50. So again, a good set for the Sharks, but those kick returns are going to be proved a bit more dangerous tonight than they'd really want to, I think.
Yeah, and I'm really liking the different approach the Roosters have come with the back three. They got Marshall Edwards in the 1 tonight. It's his first time playing fullback, I believe, in the SRL, first grade at the very least. Weston's back to the wing alongside Justin Dolan on the right this time. It's going to be a bit different, but I think that they've all got that, tackle breaking and line breaking capacity where they may be a real big threat off the long balls.
Yep, and there we have our first error of the night, and it goes to the Roosters, unfortunately. Hopefully that doesn't continue on, because Matty Harris's team, they've not had the best of luck so far this season. A lot of errors here and there, really stopping them from putting on the pressure like they are with the Sharks so far.
Yeah, I mean, when you have the amount of good seasons that Matty Harris has had, and just how great of a captain he's been, I mean, inevitably there's going to be times where your form slumps eventually. So it's probably a bit of a slump right now for the Roosters, but it looks to be on the upturn. Just after that game with the Rabbitohs, they just seem to be really, really confident, and they actually held their own pretty well against the Storm last week. So there's some good signs for the Roosters fans.
Yep, and to hold your own against the Storm, one of the form sides of the comp so far has got to be a hell of a feather in your cap, as Mellett passes it out to Curtin, and Curtin palms one and works his way up to the 50. Edwards out to Kerrigan, just pushing forward, tackling a settler. Low play the ball to Curtin. Flat pass out to Goodwin. Back on the inside to Goodwin. Burton out to Butler. Out to Ether. Tries to break through, but has to be content with playing it on the 30, as we should get a bit of a punt. As Crimp plays it for the first time tonight and can't make it out of his 10. So, early signs good so far for the Roosters. Hopefully, we've got a good night of attacking footy ahead of us, Will.
Yeah, and I got to say from the Roosters, I really like what Matty Harris has done in the centres here. He's putting Hayden Mellett and Nicholas Ether on either centre, left and right respectively. And I think that their defensive, how good they are in defence will really help them out on those kick returns. When you've got the dangers of Michael Crimp and Hone King lurking, having those two people in the centres is a really, really good option.
And speaking of attacking footy, we just had Malchus working his way upfield and King playing it into their 20. So as much as we're saying how great the Roosters are tonight, the Sharks are turning it up as well.
Ooh.
Oh. And that was danger zone there for the Roosters. Sharks almost getting their way through if it wasn't for a pair of legs right there.
Yeah, just sticking a foot out of it. Couldn't see who it was, but a bit of a try saver there. It looked like MBT was steaming through for that kick, so good idea to just stick the leg out there and stop the ball. Of course, not the player.
As the Roosters are now forced to work their way out of their own end as Kerrigan breaks the line and he's over the 50. Oh my goodness, Kerrigan is having a good season at lock. So even though Matty might not be having the season he wants so far, he's definitely found an excellent lock to put in there at the 13.
Yeah, and Kerrigan
Curtin works as well.
Sorry, you go.
As we got a kick. And Hone King takes it up and he's around and he's working his way off down the field. He's over the 50. He's running. MBT is going to try to catch him. He's got support on the outside, but he chooses not to use him as he's forced to play on the 10. Danger signs here for the Roosters as we're playing it out to Delaney. Just drops it cold. And now Edwards is working his way off down the field. And he's almost getting around. And my goodness, that was an electrifying 5 seconds of footy just there, Will.
Yeah, great run from Marshall Edwards there. The ball just came loose and he found a little bit of space. And he just weaved his way through traffic to try and get him as close to his try line as they could. They've got a good platform here, the Roosters, for this set. If they're going to score, it probably will be now.
Yep, and it looks like as much of these two sides can be quite good in defence, they've thrown it all away tonight. They're putting everything on their attacking footy as we're playing it on the 10 of love. Burton out to Goodwin for a kick. Deep.
Oh.
But Hone King takes it safely.
Yeah, good stuff there from Hone King. And, I was talking about the defense of the centers before, putting their second rowers there, but there is a downside to that, and it's that they're not as good under the high ball as your conventional centers are. It can just turn out to be a bit unfortunate if you get those high balls out that way, but it is what it is, and, it's what you reap what you sow, really.
As Tyre is forced to play it on the 40. Matthews on the inside to Malchus. 2 hit-ups in 2 runs. Malchus looking like he's going to be another workhorse for the Sharks tonight. Inside, outside. Oh. Off a Rooster. I think the Sharks got away with that one just there for a second as we play it for a 0 tackle. Malchus, Kausakau working their way closer to the line. Do we see our first try of the night at the end of this set as Delaney works his way over the 10? Playing it for his second. Matthews out to Tyre, out to Kausakau. Kausakau pushing. He might be down and the Sharks might be first over for tonight's game.
Yeah, and I think Kausakau's got it down there, just muscling over Charlie Butler. Driven back in that tackle. And yeah, just a great try from Jamal Kausakau. He will find himself in a Aotearoa Origin jersey very, very soon, as the Sharks are the first on the board.
And I think a lot of that set had to do with the captain of the Queensland squad, Luke Malchus, pushing his way up the field, forcing their way into the half and getting the Sharks well on the front foot tonight.
Yeah, he's just a threat wherever he plays on the field, Luke Malchus, and he's just such an integral part of this game plan for the Sharks. As that's a shocker of a kick from Drew Matthews,
that was a shank of a kick there.
and that's just the Sonny Tyre effect, I think. He's taught Drew Matthews how to kick, obviously.
Has Drew Matthews been their kicker all season, or is that just a recent thing?
I think he was their kicker for like half of season 7, so and all of this season as well. So he's done a fair bit of kicking, and he's easily an improvement on Sonny Tyre.
As Goodwin boots it down the field, and Barisic returns it. Turns it back to the 20. It's good to see Barisic getting a regular start of the season. I loved playing with the man at the Eels, and he's been excellent for the Sharks so far as well, with Malchus pushing over the 30. Matthews passing it out to Barisic again, who is folded. Playing it on the 40. Higher out to NBT. Trying as hard as they can. That's the third time this set Barisic has held the ball. See if we get a 40-20. Nope, the Sharks don't want to risk it. They're passing it out to King, who's working his way off down the sideline. Tries to get around. And all in all, a good set after points there, Will.
You know, a good set after points there from the Sharks, just like you said, and just finding their meters down the field, getting to just past the halfway line and putting a good kick in. It's the fundamentals of rugby league, and they've executed that perfectly there.
An excellent chase defense there, so we'll see if the Roosters can turn it back up and swing the momentum back in their favour, with Ether working his way over the 20. Curtin out to Buckley, flat ball as he works its way over the 30, playing it just shy of the 30 there for their third. Butler working down the blind side, Ether over their 40. Dolan passes to Edwards. Edwards steps one. Can't get past MBT though, and the Roosters will be forced to put in a punt kick. As Butler does just that, down to the wing of Crimp. Now danger signs if Crimp can get away, but he can't. Excellent defense there, forced to play on the 20.
Yeah, good stuff there from the kick chase of the Roosters, being able to stop Michael Crimp. Some really good players. Marshall Edwards is actually shaping up quite well at fullback in the early stages of this game. I'm excited to see what he does around a tired forward pack as Cody Ogg with an intercept there.
Yeah, and Cody Ogg back to second row. Looks like it's already paying dividends there for Harris, as they're going to be attacking really, really close within their 40 right now. Curtin out to Goodwin. Mellett pushed back, playing it on the 30. Curtin out to Goodwin. Punching his way up the front. Let's see if some of these bench forwards have a bit more of an impact than the early forwards, as we're pushing into and playing for the 5th. Kerrigan, second time he's booted it tonight. Oh, I was about to say no luck there for the Roosters, but that chase defense just saved that for them.
Yeah, and it's Milo Kerrigan chasing his own kick there and making the tackle. That is a big effort from him. And he's just becoming a really quality lock and all aspects of his game. We haven't really seen his kicking game in this sort of space before, and this sort of, how good it's been, really. So it's good to see that tonight. I'd really like to see Jasper Goodwin get his hand on the ball a bit more and just control this ruck, because we know how good he is, and he just needs to play his natural position L5/8.
As we had a very close call there for Kerrigan, as Goodwin gets his hand on the ball and it's intercepted by Wakabayashi. So unfortunate there. But the Sharks, working their way out, saved themselves a bit of a deficit on the scoreboard there.
Yeah, probably not what I was looking for from Jasper Goodwin there, but I'm sure there'll be improvements later in the night.
Yep, it's understandable for the young rookie having their first start, having a little bit of jitters here, but so far so good, as they've kept them within their 40.
That's a good kick.
As we got a massive kick from Tyre. Not quite the angle on it, but if the chasers are there, they're at least able to keep Edwards back within their 30, almost over the sideline there. As Goodwin out to Ralph, as Ralph's on the field as a prop today. Burton out to Butler.
The fall of Jimmy Ralph has been quite incredible to watch. He went from, a premiership winning hooker, you know, hallmarked as one of the best young prodigies of the game, and then he's now playing bench prop after finishing off the last season at bench centre. So it's been quite a fall off for Jimmy Ralph, but whenever there is a fall, there is always a rise again, so I'm looking forward to seeing how Jimmy Ralph turns around his career.
Yeah, and everyone will be looking at the upcoming trade season to see if anything happens there. You would like to think that you wouldn't be forced to trade a player, as we've got our first penalty of the night, which is not what the Roosters need.
No, it's not. At the moment, it was just end-to-end footy, very continuous, very ongoing, very little errors. And just giving away that penalty, it could open this game right up. The Sharks, they'll be deep within territory within 1 or 2 tackles, especially with Luke Malchus running it like that. And the Roosters, they may have just shot themselves on the foot.
As Kasakawa works his way up to the 20, playing it for the second there. Matthews, tire out to Wakabayashi. Strong push forward. Slowly working toward the goal line there as Malchus on the outside to Kasakawa. Kasakawa, our early try scorer, almost getting there again. Tire, long ball out to Delaney. NBT.
Well, who else could it be than Nyana Broughton-Thompson broke New South Wales hearts on Thursday night, and now he breaks the hearts of the Roosters. What a try there from him. And he's been in some great form in the last couple rounds, so it's good to see him get over the line in this game.
Some lovely enterprising play there from the Sharks, spreading it all the way out to the sideline. Let's see if Delaney has a bit more of a chance with the kick now.
Let's see, and if you took option 3 for the Muzbet, I think you'd be happy, because that is 1 try scorer closer. Ooh,
Well, it's not AFL. We don't get 1 point for hitting the post, unfortunately. But Sharks, 8 points ahead.
Unfortunately, this is a real man sport, and you do not get points for missing. As the Roosters, they're just looking a bit lackluster out there at the moment. They're looking a bit tired, to be honest. They got really, really close to the line, but they just didn't have the energy to cross it, really. They need to liven up a bit here.
Yep. Although, having said that, it's only 8 points, and I think if you have to let in 2 tries, those 2 missed conversions, they might be crucial by the end of the match, as we've seen the Roosters come back from a smaller deficit against the Knights earlier this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Kasakawa works his way over his 30, playing for the third, about 35 metres out. Tire out to Wakabayashi. Strong carries from the young man since he's been on the field. Matthews back for a Tire kick. Another good kick from Tire. Boots it down the field. Maybe a bit too hard though.
Yeah, Sonny Tire just getting excited now that he can kick longer than 5 metres, and he's just overcooked that one there. The Roosters will get 7 tackles in this set. Oh, never mind, they will not.
Now, they would have had 7 tackles in the set.
Jeez. Oh, jeez.
Oh. Pass it to Malchus. We need him to score.
Yes, we do. As
Ara out to Delaney, out to Wakabayashi, pushed back. Matthews back to Delaney, back to Tire, just throwing it around like they own the place.
Oh, good ball.
Oh, really good ball from Hitchens there, the young rookie starter. Off to Tire, NBT again, getting around. And I think that might be over.
I think he's gotten it down here, NBT, and that will be a double for him. Good try from Nyana Broughton-Thompson. Like I said, his form's just been great, and the curse of the Roosters hooker, it follows. It absolutely follows Blair Curtin here. Jimmy Ralph having a couple issues in the early stage of the season with the forward passes. Now it's Blair Curtin's running a forward pass in a crucial moment. I don't think Matthews will miss this kick, and it'll be a 14-0 lead to the Sharks.
And Sonny Tyre dancing happily off there in the background. Will be thinking he's sitting fairly pretty with only about 7 minutes left in the first half. Yep, Matthews slots it nicely.
Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. Bit silly, really, from the Roosters. You know, there's no need to get those flat balls out in such a way. Well, the forward balls, really. When you're that close to the line, just be patient. You know, you had a grind for like 20 minutes of this game, 25 minutes of the game. That was such a hard grind, and now they just let 2 quick tries in through silly errors. First a penalty, now a forward pass, and it's just they're doing it to themselves, the Roosters.
Yeah, and it is unfortunate because it's the little errors that are getting them. Other than that, the Roosters have quite a good side as Ta'ua passes it on the inside for Og. And we've got a little bit more luck flowing towards the Roosters now, playing it just outside the 30. Butler goes out to Edwards, to Dolan. Plays it almost exactly where they played it before. Curtin out to Punch. Punch pushes forward, winning that. Getting about 25. Butler out to Goodwin. Goodwin pushes through. He's been one of their best this season in prop, so it's interesting they've got him out there in the second row tonight. As we shape up for an attacking kick. Goodwin, another good kick.
Good.
High, deep, but NBT. You got to get there early to get it over NBT.
Yeah, he's just put a bit too much sauce on it there. I thought it was going to hit the crossbar for a second, but he just missed it and fell right into the lap of NBT. You know, you can't be giving the Sharks opportunities like this, 7 tackle sets. Even when your defense is looking the way it is right now, it just one line break away and they're all of a sudden in your half again.
Yeah, and the Sharks have a lot of attacking potential out there as the man himself, Malchus, tries to push up over the 40. And we play it there for the third. Tyre out to Hitchens, working his way up over the 50. Almost pulling a penalty there, but the ref holds the whistle in his pocket as Farah works its way over the 40. So 7 tackle set considered. That was a fairly strong defensive set there from the Roosters.
It sure was. A Sonny Tyre. Sonny, you don't need to kick it dead every time. You can put less on it. Now that you can kick well, you can actually kick less. Okay, you don't need to boot it every single time. Jesus.
As we have Goodwin working their way out of the 20, playing it there for the first. Curtin, Goodwin on the outside to Punch, playing it there for the second. Again, Goodwin pushing forward, a bit too much one-up attacking here from the Roosters so far. I'm wondering if they're just trying to massage it slowly into half-time and try to get some rotations through.
I think that may be it, eh? It's just they've pretty much got nothing going at the moment. In attack that the Sharks can't answer. Not a single line break in that set, I don't think. So it was simply just trying to work it through the middle. As now they throw an intercept on the last.
And it looks like the Sharks might have the last laugh if they can work their way up the field with a minute and a half to go. Tua playing it there just shy of the 40. If you're a Roosters fan, this is not what you want to see. NBT having a scorcher tonight so far.
Yeah, he is playing well, isn't he? NBT, jeez, what a match from him so far.
Absolutely energised from the unfortunate win from the Queenslanders, I guess.
Yes. Last year.
Oh.
I thought it hit his
foot. That was a
there.
Collective... Yeah. Collective sigh of relief from all 70,000 different Rooster supporters there as we go to the break. And welcome back for the second half of this enterprising game. Halftime stats didn't really paint much of a picture more than just how defensive this game has been, Will.
Yeah, no, it was been a really defensive game. Many of these players not getting that many meters. I think it was Marshall Edwards at the top of the meters chart at like 143, so a pretty good effort from him. Malchus was pretty impressive as well, as he just breaks the first tackle off the of the half. But yeah, just a lot of, arm wrestle for a long period of that first half, and then the Sharks just scored 2 quick tries near the end of it.
Yeah, it would almost be fair to say that most of the
Jesus.
tries from the Sharks have, well, come off that man just powering off down the field, MBT finishing up later on, but it's the errors that have been hurting the Roosters tonight.
Yeah, it sure has been, and they have just been pretty tragically bad at points. The way they're playing, it's been very un-Matty Harris-like. It's very strange for a team of his. A lucky one-handed take from Curtin, he gets driven back into his own in-goal.
Oh, I would almost have said that was in goal, but I guess he launched himself from the field of play in, which is unfortunate, but they're able to keep the Sharks out, so hopefully they can do it again. As Goodwin boots it down, returned up, a weird harbour pass there to Malchus. Comes off one, works his way up to his 30. Kasakau charging forward. And Tyre out to Anderson. Olded. So the Roosters, they are out here to prove something. As the Sharks pushed back, Kasakau playing it back on his 20. Matthews out to Tua. Tua forward, setting up for a lovely little kick. We'll see if it's Tyre or Delaney. Boots it high, boots it deep.
Oh, wow.
And wow, Thomas Usher take a bow.
Yeah, that's a great try there from Thomas Usher, just getting up and above the pack and putting the ball down. I actually don't see, who was it? It was Tyler Weston, he outjumped actually. And, he's been great in that number 4 jersey for the Sharks for a while now. It's good to see him cross the line in such an amazing fashion and just extend this Cronulla lead.
And an excellent kick there from Tyre, deciding to put it high in the air instead of deep into the stadium. So he must have been listening to you there, Will.
He must have been. I don't blame him. Smart man.
As Sharks 20 points to 0. And we've still got 35 minutes left in the game. So this could turn nasty if the Roosters don't do something quick.
It absolutely could. They need to, they need to score, basically. That's all it is. They need to find some points and get them on the board, because they have just been absolutely atrocious. It now is the time to force an error from the opposition team while it's down their end, really.
Yep. And when you've got people like Marshall, when you got Malchus, when you got people like Werman, strong hands, safe hands, it's going to be very hard to force an error. As Tyre's passing it out to Kasakau, who has been an absolute workhorse tonight. One of the strongest 11s in the season, for my personal bet. As we've got Delaney working his way over the 40.
Good
To an early kick. Not quite the angle on it. But it didn't work out too badly as the Roosters playing it there just over the 40.
Yeah, good kick there.
Punch.
You go.
Nah, I was just questioning the giving it to Tua to kick over. An interesting choice of person to boot it.
Yeah, I mean, we say that, but he's time and time again shown he's actually got a pretty good boots, Lucky Tua, so I don't mind it. He's got a big boot on him. The accuracy at times can be a bit questionable, but I mean, if you're just looking for a yardage kick, he's probably the man for the Sharks. Apart from Sonny Tyre, who loves to boot it out.
Oh, tap back. Kerrigan just in the wrong place to really scoop that up. So good attack there from the Roosters, but not the 5th option they would have wanted. As Anderson instantly breaks the line, works his way up over his 30. And held in tackle penalty.
Yeah, well, like I said, they've been shooting themselves in the foot all game, the Roosters. Why stop now?
Here we have the Sharks starting their set just over the halfway line. Looking like they're not taking the foot off the neck anytime soon. Matthews. Out inside ball, back to MBT. Working its way over the 30. Really close, really early, really dangerous so far. Werman. Pushed back. Resolute defense there from the Roosters. Delaney back on the inside to Usher. Usher up to his 10. Almost pulling another penalty there. And Ua. See if he actually gets there.
I think he has here. And yeah. There you go. Once again, off a penalty. The Sharks scoring a brilliant try, really. And just making it look easy at the moment. And I'm really wishing I took Sharks 19 plus right about now.
Yeah. Or, I mean, there's still time for the Roosters to shave some off the scoreline here, but not from what I've seen so far. I'm going to have to go back through the score lines and see what the largest deficit against a team scoring nil is.
Yeah, that'll actually be a very interesting stat. How much your team has been flogged to nothing, and you know if they can get it going, then good on them here.
Yeah, Ollie Pace, if you're listening out there, we need our stats man on it because I've got no idea where I would even find that stat.
Just
That's
silly
good
stuff. Silly stuff.
MBT long ball out to Malchus. Breaks one. Breaks two. Breaks three. Up to his 40. This is just getting silly now. As Kausakau passes it out to King. Ain't get there for the second. Kausakau breaking the line, working his way up over his 30. So at the end of this set, I wouldn't be surprised if the Sharks have scored again at this rate. As we've got Delaney out to Tua, powering over the 20.
Oh my gosh.
And another penalty.
Taking the 2.
Taking the 2.
Why wouldn't you?
Sharks having a bit of pity there for the Roosters instead of putting it out to 30.
This is very one-way traffic at the moment, and I mean, why wouldn't you just take the 2? Like, that's just, you know, have a bit of a rest. You don't need to attack that hard. It's going to be a very hard lead to chase up 28-0 with less than half an hour left. Like, yeah, just take the 2. And they've, you know, the Roosters, it looks like they're on their final warning now. If someone goes to the bin, I mean, I think the Roosters are pretty good at usually getting players put in the bin. They've already had one this season, so they may need another call-up from their development.
I was about to say, knowing the Roosters' luck at the moment, Curtin will be again, and he'll find another week sitting on the sidelines.
I think he'd be the first player to be suspended twice in a season, if it is him.
That's not the record you really want there from the Roosters. As Anderson working his way up to the 40. Oh, risky hospital pass back on the inside to Malchus, but Malchus holds it as we pass it out to Delaney. Boots it just like Tyre down the field. And Edwards tries to get through, breaks one, kept short just shy of the 40. So let's see what the Roosters can do with this one today.
Yeah, let's see. I'm not too sure if they can actually get points on the board. I don't know if it's in their game plan tonight. Yeah, they've been pretty abysmal, to be honest.
Punch out to Harris. I haven't really seen Harris hold the ball at all tonight, so I'd be struggling to see, other than that, any runs Harris has actually made as captain, which is a bit concerning.
Yeah, it is a bit.
As Goodwin boots it down. Ooh. Risky leave for Crimp there, but he holds it just. And the Roosters, if they can muscle up in defence as Delaney slips through.
Yeah, he did well there, Michael Crimp to, stay in field, so good on him.
And again, the Sharks, they just can't be contained at the moment. Bit of a feeding frenzy.
Yeah, they really can't.
And
That's going to be 6 again. Jesus.
I'd be questioning which gypsy lady the Maddie Harris is annoyed, because this is it's almost a joke how unlucky they've been so far tonight.
Yeah, it's been crazy unlucky for them. I don't understand how they go from the start of the match they had to this. I mean, the fatigue, it set in early and it just hasn't, it's just lingered. Like, they're just looking so exhausted out there. They can't get any go forward. They can't get any plays going. So it's, I mean, I'd be very upset if I was a Sydney Roosters fan and I came out to watch this.
Yep. As the Sharks about to put in another. Oh, there we go. That's what they needed.
I know. That's the Sunny, I know.
That's Sonny getting a little bit too excited there. But the Roosters, let's see if they can capitalise.
I mean, if they can capitalise, taps it off. If they can capitalise here, at least they can save themselves a bit of embarrassment from not scoring.
As we've got Goodwin out to Harris, and Harris pushing forward, not really making too many post-contact meters there. Goodwin out to Kerrigan. Kerrigan easily the best of the Roosters tonight, working his way up to the 40. Goodwin out to Edwards, steps one, can't get past NBT, but working closer and closer to that attacking kick. Harris again, pushing forward, so at least they're going to get a good kick in, he says, hopefully not jinxing it completely. Made something kick out of nothing there.
It was a good kick, I guess. It was okay.
Could have gone very bad if there wasn't that lovely little tackle just then. As Kasakow's forced to take it down there for the third. Shy of the 20. Delaney slips through the line again. And he's off. Almost gets around Marshall, offloads it. Werman there, playing it there on the 50. Outside Crimp, almost gets around one. Plants it there on the 40. So a better defensive set there from the Roosters. And we'll see if Dolan can make his way back up the field. As the prop forward rotations come on, almost get in the way. Jensen forced to play it there on the 40. Butler on the outside to Ralph. Ralph.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Welcome back, Josh Jensen.
Does not look to be. And MBT. Step one, almost working his way up. Matthews out to Tyre. Kasakaw. Strong push forward over the 20. Arasic out to Tuua. Again, nice little settler, pushing forward, playing it on the 10. 2 tackles left. Sharks in well-played position. Delaney. Tyre's probably going to be taking this kick, so all props out of the way. Booted high, booted high. Oh. Almost over if it wasn't for the good defense there.
Yeah, well done for the Roosters to get around his legs. I thought they were just going to let him cross there for a second, but whoever made that initial contact, I couldn't see who it was actually. It may have been Jimmy Ralph. Did well to hold him up until someone could join him around the legs.
And with about 15, 16 minutes left, I'd be sweating if I was a Roosters fan that we might not even get a points on half of the scoreboard there. As Kerrigan pushes up over the up to the 40, the Roosters being forced to put into a punt kick. Goodwin down to the wing of Crimp. Gets around one. works his way over the 30.
Oh,
Werman.
Robbie.
No, when you've got Werman working his way through the line like that, you definitely know the fatigue is high. As Tyre out to Hitchens.
I'd just like to say that the Roosters, they've done well to clean up their act. They haven't given a penalty away for ages now, so I mean, not an invitation to start now, but they've done quite well.
As the Sharks are just throwing all caution to the wind and throwing around like they're playing park footy.
Why wouldn't you? The defense is the quality of park footy. Good kick. Oh, here we go.
Good kick.
Oh,
Malchus.
oh,
Malchus.
Yes, that is great. Oh, I love that.
Piece of grass there blowing the whistle.
Oh, jeez. What a kick there from Drew Matthews, just coming into acting half, putting the grubber through. It actually came off the boot of Nick Ether, and Malchus just picks it up. It took almost 3 calendar years for him to get to the line, but he got there. And in a spectacular fashion, there is your Muzbet offer 3 take, if you will. There's only 3 more for the rest of the week.
Yep, all those coins stolen from us last week by Muzbet. We're going to slowly earn them back this week. As Matthews slots it over, 34-0. Just under 12 minutes left to go.
Yeah, and 60 people are happy with that one. You know, for the rest of the week, we've got another fair few try scorers, but 3 of the rest of them are fullbacks. So you'd be pretty happy. And then one's Lachlan Cox, who seems to score about every week.
I think we've got Broncos, we've got Manly this week, so I think we might let KCK in for at least 1 try just to get the Muzbet over.
Match fixing is
other than that,
crazy.
Yep. When you Muzbet, yeah. Well, we'll let Walmsley in, so we'll at least let the Manly score 2. Don't let them convert though. Let them score out wide.
Yeah, it's just like the start of this game when they let them score 2, and it did absolutely nothing. And now they're 34 points up to nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely going to be those 2 missed conversions that factor into the win here. As we've got MBT just shy of the 40. I can probably boot it dead, and it's not going to matter too much.
Yeah, that's why they give it to Sonny. Just they don't care about the kicking game now. But they do care about the kick chase game. And Tyler Erston's still unable to find any space. And geez, I can't believe the way they started compared to what the scoreline is now. That's just a bit crazy to me. You know, it was 4-0 for so long. And to put 30 points unanswered, well, 34 points unanswered on a team in the SRL is pretty crazy. Especially considering the performance last week. I don't know what Matty Harris was thinking with this lineup. But I think he'll be as confident as I am right now in saying that this is not the game plan for the Roosters. This is not what they need at all, in the slightest, ever. Jesus.
And not a good kick there from Goodwin either. So,
is he aware it's supposed to go over their heads?
Yep.
Not through their hands? Jesus. Playing kick with his dad out there.
Stretch Armstrong out there playing maybe. As we got Tyre playing it there on the 10. As Hitchens back on the inside for Malchus. I'm surprised Malchus is still walking out there with those legs. How much he's played tonight. As MBT is over for his triple.
Well, MBT, I mean, he's been fantastic tonight. I've spoken about his form all night. It's the reason he was selected in that Queensland squad, and it's got very little to do with Sonny Tyre and a lot to do with the way he's playing and the kind of player he is. You know, he just can break a team apart with ease, and he's done that tonight. 3 tries for him. Just a massive performance at fullback for MBT. Oh, Jesus.
Ooh.
He cannot kick through. Not tonight. Not tonight. No, sir.
No. Oh, there we go. Sharks can't win the grand final because they can't put 40 on the Roosters.
Oh, I mean, we've still got 8 minutes yet.
Oh, we still. Ooh. Yep. As Goodwin shapes to kick it back down. And personally, if I was Goodwin, I'd be hoping not to kick it dead.
Yeah, and I mean, the way the Roosters are playing tonight, I think that, they're in a competition. It's a 3-horse race between themselves, the Rabbitohs, and the Raiders for the wooden spoon. To be honest, if they don't improve soon in the next couple of rounds, they will find themselves at the very bottom of the ladder, 14 out of 14. And, Matty Harris, I think he's just trying to win everything he can. And he's won a couple of premiership. I don't think he's ever won a spoon. So maybe that's what the game plan is.
Well, the Eels aren't there anymore, so you can't be second
The
last.
Eels
this
never
season.
won a spoon, thank you. They only came second last.
I did say they can't be second last. The Eels spoon.
Yeah. Oh,
as Usher Delaney booting it down. We'll see if Edwards, as Dolan, can try to get out this time. Almost making it to his 40. And we got a penalty. That'll help the Roosters.
MBT was tired. He didn't want to bother standing up, and he knew they had a couple penalties and maybe a couple points ahead. So, just lay down. He was tired. Doing too much tonight.
As Ether Harris pushing it up over the 50. Butler out to Ether, pushing it up to his 40. Less than 5 minutes to go. If the Roosters want to put points on, you don't want to say this is their only chance, but their attack is not quite penetrating as far as they would want to. With Goodwin pushing forward, but not even getting to the 30 just yet. Kearney stepping out around. So they'll at least get an attacking kick. As we've got Weston passing it out to Harris, who just drops it cold. And that just about sums up the Roosters' nights, unfortunately.
Yeah, it sure does. And so does his line break. And they just... I don't even know. The Roosters, I think that we could have put out the Mines Parramatta Eels, and they probably would have done a better job tonight. Not to be critical or anything, but they have been pretty shocking. Just about any of the Mines teams could have performed with a bit more heart than what the Roosters have put on display tonight. Maybe Uncle Nick's run out of money.
Well, have you had any paper bags slid under your door so far this season, Will?
Certainly not from the Roosters, no. So I think that's a sign, isn't it?
Yeah, they must be paying off the wrong refs. As we've got another little almost attacking kick, but Harris is there to clean it up. As the Roosters find themselves working their way up the field again.
Yeah, and one thing that I thought was interesting is that Cody Ogg has not come back on the field, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's part of the game plan. Unless something's gone terribly wrong with the interchange officials, they're only playing Ogg for 40 minutes. He was one of the best players for the Blues in State of Origin 1, and then they bench him for 40 minutes. So he's good enough for a representative side, but he's not good enough for club level. Just weird. I can't fathom that, Anthony. This doesn't make sense to me. Make it make sense.
I know he looked a bit tired at the end of the first half, and maybe they were hoping that he didn't injure himself for next week. But yeah, Cody Ogg, with his ability to fill in any role, be it second row, centre, fullback, they're probably missing his defence just a little bit out there.
Yeah, I guess so, but just Jesus. There we go, full time.
As the Sharks, a handy win, 38-0 over the Roosters. And if you're Sonny Tyre, you are cheering all the way to the bank tonight. But if you're Matty Harris, you'd be standing there not really knowing what to do.
Yeah, 38-0. Yes. That's a big win. Enormous win, and it's a terrible loss from the Roosters. I think Matty Harris has some choice words probably, and they should probably keep him out of the press conference room tonight.
And the Roosters playing at the Sydney Cricket Ground would be thinking they'd be coming away with a bit more luck. Hallowed oval as it is, but tonight, everything went the way of the Sharks. As we get into some stats.
Yeah, wow.
And yeah, wow, those possession stats, 65 to 35. Sharks, 25 of 29 possessions. Roosters, 16 of 22.
10 errors.
10 errors. Almost as many errors as the Sharks, but not really able to capitalize off any of the Shark errors tonight.
No, I made that many more tackles as well. You know, about, what's that, 60 more tackles, 70 more tackles? So...
line breaks, 42 line breaks to 18.
Jesus.
That's insane.
That is shocking. Lots of try scorers for the Sharks. Not many for the Roosters, funnily enough. So, yeah. Wow. That's terrible. That is a terrible performance from them. Let's look at some of the stats. Wow. Jesus.
Luke Malkus, my goodness. Almost 300 run meters from that. That man is a monster.
That's
10 line
insane.
breaks from a lock is insane.
Yeah, Luke Valkis, he was terrific tonight, wasn't he? 296 run meters, 10 line breaks, 23 tackles, only one missed, a try. He was everywhere. You know, Kalsakau, Matthews, they both did a lot as well tonight. I mean, most of this team did. And I'm going to be honest, for once, Sonny kicked quite well and got 3 try assists. So, a bit of an off night for Sonny actually doing something.
And if you look at NBT, look how far down the list he is for a man who scored 3 times tonight.
Yeah, jeez.
All the forwards above him almost.
Yeah, so it was just really good stuff from the Sharks. They knew who they needed to give it to at the right moments, and they just worked it through the middle, and built a platform for their halves and their spine to really make something of. I may move on to the Roosters stats just to have a bit of a comparison.
Marshall Edwards, a respectable 216 there from the first-time fullback. 33 tackles from Curtin. That's a mammoth effort and shows you how much defense they've had to do tonight.
Yeah. I mean, Milo Kerrigan, by his standards, was pretty ineffective tonight. 106 run meters. Only a line break, no tackle breaks, 16 tackles, 1 missed, 3 errors. Yeah, he was quite ineffective and honestly quite poor, I'd say. Which is good for me because, you know, the Blues have got to face him in Origin, so hopefully this hurts his psyche a little bit. But yeah.
Oh, well, the problem is he'll have to come out and prove himself next time, so...
Oh, yeah, don't say that, Anthony. That's okay.
No, but no, none of the forwards, except for Milo, getting anywhere near 100 metres, unfortunately, for the Roosters tonight.
I mean, some of these players playing 60
missed
minutes
tackles.
and running less than 30 metres. Like, what is that? 40 minutes and running 14 at second row was pretty bad from old Cody Young, but yeah, just some shockers tonight, really. Some shockers.
Not much else to say except I've been Anthony
well done
McDonald.
to the Sharks. Well done to the Sharks.
Well done to the Sharks. Hard luck there for the Roosters. We'll see you next time.